Snowflakes fall on the control tower glass. Pilots check their charts and maps. Engines hum as they prepare to soar, heading home through Christmas skies once more. Flying home for Christmas across the winter skies. With AI guiding from the ground, we'll make it to our ties. The stars above are twinkling, the runway lights aglow. We'll be home by Christmas morning, through rain, sleet, and snow. In the cockpit, hands on the controls, trusting in the system, new and bold. AI talks them down the tarmac lane, silent guardian through wind and rain. Flying home for Christmas across the winter skies. With AI guiding from the ground, we'll make it to our ties. The stars above are twinkling, the runway lights aglow. We'll be home by Christmas morning, through rain, sleet, and snow. Families wait with eyes upon the sky, eager smiles and arms so wide. Connection strong from man to machine brings them together with Christmas dreams. Flying home for Christmas across the winter skies. With AI guiding from the ground, we'll make it to our ties. The stars above are twinkling, the runway lights aglow. We'll be home by Christmas morning, through rain, sleet, and snow. Through rain, sleet, and snow. Snowflakes fall on the control tower glass. Pilots check their charts and maps. Engines hum as they prepare to soar, heading home through Christmas skies once more. Flying home for Christmas across the winter skies. With AI guiding from the ground, we'll make it to our ties. The stars above are twinkling, the runway lights aglow. We'll be home by Christmas morning, through rain, sleet, and snow. In the cockpit, hands on the controls, trusting in the system, new and bold. AI talks them down the tarmac lane, silent guardian through wind and rain. Flying home for Christmas across the winter skies. With AI guiding from the ground, we'll make it to our ties. The stars above are twinkling, the runway lights aglow. We'll be home by Christmas morning, through rain, sleet, and snow. Families wait with eyes upon the sky, eager smiles and arms so wide. Connections.
Did we do it? Are we here? I got all the things done. I pushed all the buttons. I did all the technical things. It's good to see you guys. It's Thursday, and even crazier, it's now the last Thursday before December. Now, I'm this is not in the script here, by the way. It just occurred to me. Last year, we were actually around in December. We were very much sort of in, early beta testing phase. It was invite only. I think we had, man, if I had to guess, we probably had 30 people that were using our stuff this time last year. It was VFR only. It was US only. I think about how far we've come in that amount of time. And we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary of when we were sort of officially live, which was January 15th. So many, things that we've done since then. We'll do a little bit more reflection in maybe a small birthday celebration of one thing or another here coming up in, as we get closer to that January 15th day. But, one thing that I wanted to mention, and I'll just mention it here because I don't have anything official on it. But last year during this time of year, we did all kinds of funny things. For example, when you got a traffic advisory, it was a traffic advisory for, a sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, which I don't know why I thought I was hilarious when I did that. We changed all of the ATIS letters, so it wasn't to holiday-themed letters. So it wasn't information alpha or, information echo or information Charlie. Information Charlie became information Candy Cane. Information Romeo became information Rudolph, et cetera, et cetera. Again, I thought it was hilarious. I want to do something like that again this year. I'm tempted to turn it on like today. The big thing that I want to avoid, though, is I know we have a lot of people who are serious about, why they're with SayIntentions, and nobody wants to be flying around inside of a joke when they're trying to do, real training, et cetera, et cetera. So what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to make it a checkbox. I hate checkboxes, by the way. Anytime somebody says, just make it a setting, I go, oh, we failed. Just because that's one of my design philosophies, is if it requires a setting, we did it wrong. But in this case, we'll make an exception. And on the pilot portal page later today, I'm going to put a checkbox there. We're going to leave it there that says basically my level of sense of humor. And it'll be 3 settings: none, some, or high, whatever I end up coming up with for this. And that will determine how much leeway you're willing to give the system for funny comments, right? So, for example, if you're one of the people who gets really, really, really mad about when you hear the meowing on guard, which, by the way, I laugh when people say you're ruining the immersion. I'm like, you've never listened to guard before. Ruining the immersion would be not hearing people meow on guard. But that's okay. I understand. I get it. So we're going to make this a checkbox. It'll actually be a 3-way setting. I'm going to add it to the pilot portal. It'll be there later today. Give me a few hours. And that will determine the amount of humor or cuteness or hilarity that you're willing to have injected into your simulation experience. I reserve the right, if you turn that up too much, to remove your audio from the chatter queues, right? But I do plan on adding that because I do want to do something special for the holidays, just like we did last year. I do want to change it so that it's not information Romeo, it's information Rudolph, et cetera, et cetera. And if you don't want it, everybody will be opted out of that by default anyway. And if you want it, you can go in and then turn it on, and we'll have more about that. So. Yes, Liquid Dinosaur. You mentioned, the airport that was giving out. Yes, that was actually the inspiration for this. If you look on YouTube, there was an airport, Papa Hotel Oscar Golf, that 1 year changed all of their ATIS information letters. Like information Lima became lumps of coal, and they did this, and it's all over YouTube. You can see it. It's very funny. And that was actually the inspiration for when I went in and changed all the letters as well to other things. But it was very funny to hear pilots say, the gag was pilots would say, ready to pick up our IFR clearance to Boston, we have lumps of coal. It was funny. It really is. So we'll do something similar. You'll be able to turn it on to opt into it. But if you're not interested in any of that, I'm not going to subject you to it. Makes me sad because I kind of enjoyed the atmosphere we had a long time ago, but I understand we've grown up. Our pilots all have different reasons for being here, so we'll respect that and honor that. But I also want to make sure that we're staying true to our roots of, hey, maybe sometimes we don't have to take this stuff so seriously. So, all right, let's dive into our content. Sorry for the long prelude there. Here we go. Oh, as soon as I push the right button, here we go. I want to start with the SayIntentions charity drive that we did this year with Challenge Air. If you are not familiar with Challenge Air, if you missed what we talked about 2 weeks ago when we introduced them, we had them on Vectors to Final. It was awesome, wonderful charity that these guys have put together where they basically take special needs kids on flights and turn the controls over to the kid, let them fly the airplane while it's in the air. And of course, the goal, of course, is the self-esteem boost that comes with that. If you can fly an airplane, what else can you do? So we've raised over $1,500 for this already. I promised to match every donation up to the first 500. We hit that $500 mark the very first day we did this. And I want to point out that when you do these donations, we're donating 100% of it back to the charity, and so we're actually eating the costs that are associated with this. There's a Christmas tree ornament, so if you go to SayIntentions.ai/charity, you can actually purchase a Christmas ornament. The base donation amount's $10. You check out for the $10 donation, and we'll mail you the Christmas ornament. You'll notice that Mr. Skid Rock, one of our admins, as well as my wife Melanie, are coordinating both the production of these and the logistics of getting them mailed out. But one of the things that Dan did, Skid Rock, is he's individually numbered these ornaments and put the year on them, which I think is really cool. First of all, they're beautiful. They're really, really cool. They're about the size of, what would I say they're about the size of? I don't even have anything here. Maybe Melanie will bring one in for me, and I can show it off on here, because I want you to see the size. I forgot that photo doesn't really show it. So I'll have her bring one in for me, and we'll show it off. But, guys, these guys are doing some incredible things. This is not one of those big top-heavy charities where, the people at the top are making lots of money and very little gets donated down to the cause. So thank you for all of you who've donated to this. Really, really appreciate that. And we're hoping to keep this going, right? We've still got a few more, thanks. We've still got a few more days until Christmas, and we'll keep this going. This is the ornament, by the way, so you can get a sense for the size in my hand. They're really, really, really cool. And they also have this I can't really show it on the camera, but they are truly three-dimensional. Yeah, really, really cool. Dan is an artist. They're beautiful. And like I said, on the back, they are individually numbered. See if I can show that up there. So, very excited about that. If you haven't already donated, you don't have to, obviously, but, we're sending everything straight to the charity. SayIntentions.ai/charity, $10 for the ornament, and then there's also a button you can click instead where you can name your price and just make the donation and call it good if you don't want the ornament. Okay, so that's that. Oh, I want to extend this donation. We were trying to think of a way to do our Help Us Say It campaign again. That's been a huge success for us. I've mentioned before that the single biggest problem that we have in terms of growing, and by the way, growing is good for everybody here, trust me, because the more resources that we have available to us, the more cool things we can continue to develop that benefit everybody. So, our biggest challenge in growing, SayIntentions, is not, features that we need. It's not, we need bigger servers. It's none of the stuff that a lot of companies face at our size. Our biggest challenge in growing SayIntentions is awareness. Nobody's heard of us, right? So in the past, we've done these Help Us Say It promos where we basically say, look, if you'll go out and at least let the world know that we exist, let the world know that you're flying with SayIntentions, we'll enter you into drawings and things like that. I want to do it a little bit differently now. I love the promo, by the way. It works really, really, really well because, again, once people see our stuff, the vast majority, the overwhelming majority of people who try our stuff end up joining the family, right? It's really that simple. We want to make the family bigger. We want to get more people in here, and the only way we can do that is if we can make people aware that we exist. So, slight adjustment to the way that we're planning on doing. Wow, somebody just donated while we're sitting here on our thing. Thank you for doing that. I don't have a way to pull it up on. I just hit my watch. The past SayIntentions Help Us Say It campaigns. We've done promos where we, like I said, we've entered you into drawings and things like that. But I wanted to merge Help Us Say It with what we're doing with Challenge Air. So if you'll help us say it, if you'll go out and make sure that, you're posting on social media, whether that's, Reddit or YouTube or forums or TikTok or anything like that, if you'll help us say it, every single time you post, SayIntentions will donate $1 to Challenge Air. Now, yes, I realize how insane this sounds. So hold on for a second. We really are going to do this. You can enter as many times as you want, as much as once per day per group. In other words, don't go on YouTube and in somebody's channel and post 500 times at once. Please don't be obnoxious. But, once per day per group, I'll donate $1 every time you do it. In addition to that, we'll do a daily drawing for entries from that day. And the winner is going to get a free month of SayIntentions. We'll send you a swag pack in the mail each day. It'll probably be some stickers and things like that. And I will donate an additional free month to Challenge Air. So you're going to get a free, if you win the daily drawing, you're going to get a free month. Challenge Air is also going to get a matched free month. We'll take your $20 and donate it to Challenge Air. And I'll send you the swag pack in the mail. All right, so that's what we're going to do for this one. Now, a couple of ground rules. The first one is please don't be obnoxious. We're not out there spamming people. It's very, very important to me that your reviews be legitimate and that we're, again, not being obnoxious. If you don't want to say nice things about us, you don't have to, right? You're under no obligation to say things that aren't true. This kind of thing works best if you're saying things that are true. If you're telling people, legitimately that you're enjoying the product, but please don't do otherwise, right? So don't be obnoxious. Make sure that you're posting, real life experiences that, if you're saying nice things about us, it's because you really do believe those things that you're saying. That's all I ask. I want to make sure that we stay on the up and up with the the rest of the community with this. But again, the biggest issue we have is nobody's heard of us. So, yeah, thank you. So this is a big opportunity for us to sort of split this. And man, I hope this ends up costing me and SayIntentions a ton of money in terms of donations to Challenge Air that will come with the Help Us Say It campaign. So, again, prizes. We'll do a daily drawing. That will start today, by the way. So, at the end of the day today, I'm going to do a drawing. You have a very real chance of winning this and a very real chance of making sure that Challenge Air makes tons and tons and tons of money. So I'm very excited about this. Thank you to everybody who participates in these. And this is the biggest one we've done in terms of both prizes and things like that. But it'll really help us out. And again, the more that we can grow, the more resources we have available to us, and the more we all win. All right, let's take a look here. For those that missed the announcement, I don't remember what it was, a month ago or so. I want you to take a look at this trailer again, because today it's relevant again. Here we go.
Good morning, Sarah. Are you guys all set back there?
Hi, Captain. Boarding is done. All doors and hatches are sealed, and the jetway is retracting. We're ready to go back here.
Flight deck to ground, we're ready to go. Go ahead and send the pushback tug.
Ground to flight deck. The tug is on its way.
Flight deck to ground, please verify that all pins and covers are removed, all hatches are shut, and all doors are closed. Go ahead and begin your pushback.
Ground to flight deck. All right, release the parking brake now. We're going to start pushback facing west. Ground to flight deck. Cleared for engine start and sequence.
All right, starting engines 2, then 1.
Ground to flight deck. I've got you disconnected and the crew is clear. You're good to go. Safe flight to Denver, sir.
All right, we showed that video, again, not too long ago. And at the time, we had projected that we were releasing it to our partner customers on that day. They've now, most of them had a chance to try it and use it. At the time, I did not consider it release ready. What I mean by that is, it has to make the overall experience generally better before, we push it into the beta stage. I'm proud to say, we had originally projected that we would be live with this on December 6th to the experimental branch. We are a little behind on that, which is okay. I don't mind missing a deadline if it means that we've done our job to make sure that the product is high enough quality to push out. It was definitely not ready on December 6th. We feel like we've come a long way since then. So as of today, we're pushing this out to all customers on the experimental server to start using. There are a few sort of caveats and gotchas here that need to go with this. The first one is it does not work with the Phoenix aircraft. Phoenix has acknowledged that they have an issue there, and there's currently no time frame for that fix. The issue that Phoenix has right now, just like all the other big aircraft makers, is they're scrambling to solve the core issues that they have with MSFS 2024. So they've acknowledged that they have a showstopper bug here that's preventing this from working. But again, we don't have any information above and beyond that. So as of right now, it does not work with the Phoenix aircraft. By the way, we found out other pushback systems kind of scratch our head and say, gee, how do they work? And the answer is they all have custom tie-ins to Phoenix. So that's how they do it. Anyway, there's a bug there. They've acknowledged it. We'll get there. The second one is it may require some additional taxi tuning. We've got our taxi tuner tool that we can use to create these paths if it's a non-standard pushback path. And then finally, the interactions with the AI system still need a little bit of work, but we're close on that. Close enough now that I think we're ready to let folks on the experimental server start using this thing. So I'm very excited about that. The ramp agents, just a couple of things that I want to make sure that we call out here. The first one is we have no intentions of being or becoming a replacement for GSX. It does way more. GSX does way more than I want to get involved in. And frankly, GSX is a great plugin. So we're not trying to replace GSX. We're simply trying to bring AI to the pushback experience. You can manage the jetway. You can ask for it to be retracted or extended. It can be controlled by you, and it will also be something that the cabin crew can control as well, but that'll be coming shortly. That's not quite done yet. You call for pushback on the radio, and you'll follow real-world phraseology and real-world pushback process for that. There is serious secret sauce involved in this. It leverages the data that we have inside of our taxi tuner, which means that you don't need additional airport profiles or gate profiles, et cetera, et cetera. That's going to make it something where you just sit down and go. The way that it works is you dial up the ramp agent on 119.99, and you say, ground, this is flight deck, ready for pushback, facing west or tail east, or whatever the nomenclature is for the area that you're in, and it will handle the pushback request. It's actually quite cool. Now, there's a little bit of exchange and interaction that goes along there with, inserting the bypass pin, when do you set your parking brake, all that stuff. Just do what it says. And again, follow the real world phraseology. If you are wanting more information, which if you're ready to try this, there's probably recommend reading it, but there's an FAQ article that you can read on how this thing works at SayIntentions.ai/pushback. There on the top left corner of the screen, SayIntentions.ai/pushback. So that's where you can go to learn more about it. But as of today, we're releasing this on experimental, and you guys are now welcome to use it. Just as a reminder, the experimental branch is for customers who've been around for 60 days or more. So once you've been a customer for 60 days, you'll get access to that experimental branch, and you get the sort of early look at some of these features. So very excited about Pushback. I just want to reiterate, it still needs some work. We don't consider it, fully launched at this point, but it is to a point now where we're ready to start getting the next level of feedback, so we can start gathering more data to make sure that we've got what we need to make this perfect. All right, I've got the next one for you. It was 2 weeks ago, I think, that we showed this video.
An overdue snowmobiling couple has been reported missing in the Yellowknife area. The couple was last seen heading towards Cinnamon Island about 36 hours ago. Their cell phone briefly pinged a tower in that area about 30 minutes back. Rough heading is 335, somewhere around latitude 62.51 and longitude minus 114.2755. And sir, move quick. I'm afraid they've been out there a long time.
Looking good back here, sir. We're good to go. Standing by for landing and deployment instructions. We're deploying now, Chris. We'll locate John and Emily and update you once we're ready to transport them back. 2 adult patients en route to Yellowknife Regional Hospital. Ground transport will be ready upon arrival. We're offloading John and Emily to the medical team now. Mission complete.
Copy. Mission complete. Great job, sir. And the family of the couple wanted me to pass along their thanks. I guess that makes you a hero, eh?
All right, I think, look, this might be, the SkyOps stuff in general might be the single, and I realize you look at it and go, oh, that's interesting, you're doing some missions. It might be the single most innovative and interesting thing that we've done since air traffic control. No, nothing will top what we've done with air traffic control. This is really, really, really interesting stuff. So the way it works is really simple. 122.11, 122.11, and you say, I'd like to pick up a mission, please. I'm going to give you a couple caveats with this. First of all, the timeline. Let's start with the release schedule. We showed this 2 weeks ago, and we said we think we'll be ready to push this out to the experimental server on or before December 24th. Well, the last one, we were a little late. I just mentioned with Pushback, we ended up being about a little more than a week over what we thought we would be. This one, we're early. I really feel like this one's ready to push out to the experimental branch. And therefore, as of today, as of right now, in fact, it's now available to folks who are on the experimental branch. Again, just go to 122.11, tell them you'd like to pick up a mission. There's a step-by-step here that you should go through and you should be aware of. The first one is spawn at a really great search and rescue location as a starting airport. and by the way, this works for both fixed wing and for helicopters. If you fly a helicopter, you're going to get a search and rescue mission. If you fly fixed wing, you're going to get a search mission, right? So pick a great airport for this. Urban stuff is not in there yet, although that's coming. So pick an airport that's non-urban, and I've got some suggestions for you here in a bit. But then go to your intercom settings, make sure you set up a SkyOps crew, and then dial up COM1 to the SkyOps dispatcher on 122.11 and say, I'd like to pick up a mission, please. At that moment, the AI will actually look at all of the circumstances, the season, the aircraft that you're in, the location where you're starting from, and it will take all of those factors into account, and it's going to build you a mission that's 100% AI generated. What that means is that every mission is unique. Let me show you what I mean by that. So the AI designs the mission that matches the surrounding area. 100% AI. Trillions of possible mission combinations as a result of this, right? For now, like I said, it works best in non-urban areas. So, get out in the country, in the open. And right now it's for search and rescue or search. I mentioned that before. But yes, we do have plans to add other mission types like VIP transport, Coast Guard patrol, all kind. There's an endless list of things that we can add to this. There is no career mode. I call them sit and go missions. And what I mean by that is you don't need to go in and invest, dozens of hours of time to build up a career path to get to a point where you can actually do the fun stuff. Forget that. Just sit down, fly a mission. You did it, right? Very proud of this. Even the incident sites, by the way, are designed by AI. So it goes through its sort of available sim object library and looks for things that match the incident that it's designed, and then injects those at the incident site. It injects them at the site of the heliport or hospital, et cetera, et cetera. So even the AI is designing the mission scene. We are looking for, by the way, scenery designers who can give us more options here. So if you know somebody or you are good at these 3D model creations and can get them into the simulator, let us know. I'd love to get. Right now, we've probably got a sim object library of maybe 30 or 40 things that are interesting. I'd love to get hundreds. And so if you know somebody that would be interested in helping us with that, please reach out to me directly on Discord. I'd be very interested in discussing that further. And it is supported in MSFS 2020 and 2024. So very excited about this. Some suggested airports for you. I've put them on the left here. There's some wonderful, really fun places to do these missions. Sedona is second to none. Truckee Tahoe in California, high in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Lots of hikers, backpackers. You might even get a maritime rescue on Lake Tahoe. Monterey is awesome. Coastal cliffs, maritime rescues out of Monterey are amazing. There's PATK out of Alaska, which is basically I got a typo there. That's nice. A staging ground for the Denali mountain rescues and other search and rescue operations in real life. So, a lot of the Alaska rescues in real life come out of that airport for the Denali area. Lowy, you can't beat Innsbruck. That is a wildly cool area. Search and rescue operations out of there are fun. Iceland, Bravo, India, Romeo Kilo, another great place for maritime rescues, volcanoes, freezing weather, all kinds of cool stuff. But you're not limited to any of these airports. You can pick any airport you want, anytime, and you'll get a mission that's tailored just to that. I do want to drop a special thanks, one to Tom Mergen for all of the work that he's done on Pushback. If you see him, tell him thank you. And the same thing to Speedy Retreat, Chris, for all of the work that he's done on SkyOps. I kind of do a little bit of the back-end wiring, but the bulk of the work for both of those products, again, SkyOps has been Speedy Retreat, and Pushback has been Mergen. So reach out to those guys, tell them thank you. They've put a lot of work into these to get these up to a point where they're usable. One more thing I want to mention about SkyOps is, yes, you can insert and mix and match the air traffic control with the mission. So if you're departing out of, Monterey, for example, you would still, after you've got your mission, you're still responsible to reach out to Tower and, coordinate a departure, a flight following if you want one, et cetera, et cetera. Believe it or not, the workload is quite high when you start simulating both the air traffic control side of it and the search and rescue side of it. Some of the mission might look challenging, might look relatively simple, and they can be, but as soon as you start mixing in all of the real world pilot responsibilities that go with this, there's some challenge here, and these are fun. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. It looks like I just barely cut off the bottom part of that one there. Let me see if I can fix it really quick. Let's just do that. There we go. See, I put my little placeholder behind me. Now I just got to move me. There we go. SayIntentions.ai/SkyOps. Enjoy this. One more thing I want to mention. We were really struggling with some things related to this up until recently. And I will tell you that we are probably the first and only flight simulation related AI or even aviation related AI system that's taking advantage of the new O1 model from OpenAI. O1 is very smart, very capable, and I will tell you that SkyOps would not be possible without the use of O1. It requires that level of sophistication inside the AI in order to pull this off. Look, anybody can create mission packs. Anybody can create a career track that's on rails. Anybody can create a mission scenario that's on rails. That's just a function of grinding through the time needed to set those missions up. Building something where the missions are truly AI generated, guys, this is next level stuff. And there's nothing else out there like this. I'm really proud of it. And I'm even more proud of the fact that you can get in there and, fly this now. By the way, you can specify, what type of mission you want if you want to give it a try. You can say, good morning, dispatch. I'd like to pick up a mission involving ... and it'll give it a try. Now, you push that too far, you're not likely to get good results. But as long as you stay within the parameters of, normal search and rescue operations, I think you're going to find that it works well. Again, I want to remind you, it works best in non-urban areas for right now. So get out, get away from the big city, and you're going to have a blast with this thing. The roadmap that we have set up for SkyOps is incredible. There's stuff coming here that we're going to continue to push the envelope here. We're going to continue to do things that nobody else is doing. And in MSFS 2024, where there was such a big focus on this type of thing, this is really a wonderful marriage of all of that. So SkyOps available today on Experimental. Very excited about it. One more thing for you. I love that phrase. I just want to say that your wife called, and she said that you should go ahead and treat yourself. This is actually kind of a big deal because we never do this, but we're lowering the price on the annual subscriptions as a Christmas sale. Normally, an annual subscription is $195 a year. We are dropping the price through December 31st to $179 a year, and that ends up being actually under $15 a month if you end up subscribing for that amount. So $179 a year, under $15 a month. That sale will end on December 31st. Give me a half hour or so after this, after we're done here, to go in and change the prices. So very, very excited about this. Again, first time that we've ever been able to get the price to under $15 a month. Lock it in, get in there, get a hold of this. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. This is a big deal. So that'd lock in your price for the next year. Now, one thing that our annual subscribers ask us is, well, what if I buy an annual subscription and you guys end up lowering the price of the monthly subscription? The answer to that is we'll take care of you. If you buy an annual subscription and we end up lowering the price of the monthly subscription, we will come back and issue you a prorated credit for the difference. I'm not going to, don't let, gosh, they might lower the price be a reason to not buy an annual subscription. That's where I'm going with this. Because if we do, we'll take care of you. We've done it in the past, and we did. That's what I've got, folks. If there are questions, fire them in here. I'd love to answer them. Keep dumping them into the chat room. I'll answer them until I feel like I've answered all of them. So, let's see. Let me go to the last slide here and just make sure I get the right one up. There we go. Now we're in the Q&A portion. How about taking care? Let's see. I got a question. How about taking care of me when I bought Entourage and then a few days later I paid for a year? That's fine. Reach out to me. Yeah, I'm sure we can figure it out. I'll get you taken care of. Yeah. All right. Let's see what questions we've had come in. Here we go. Where do you see the product in 2030? Impossible to say. Mostly because if you would have said, where will air traffic control be, in 6 years or 5 years, in 2019, we would never have predicted that we could be doing anything even remotely close to what we're able to do today. So in 5 years, my guess is that in 5 years, we're starting to see the first forays of AI as an assist for real-world air traffic control. I don't mean that AI is going to do air traffic control in real life. What I mean is it will act as an assist tool for real-world air traffic controllers. And I would say that in 5 years, it's pretty safe bet that you won't be able to tell the difference between an AI-based ATC system and a human-based ATC system, at least in terms of flight simulation. That's a bold prediction, I know. It may or may not actually turn out that way, but I'd say decent chance that based on the trajectory that we're on, that's where we'll head. There will always be things that human networks do better. We certainly have no desire to replace BATSIM or Iveo or any of what's going on out there. Love those networks, love what they're doing, love what Pilot Edge is doing, et cetera, et cetera. We will never replace the human element. But I do think we'll get to a point where it's hard to tell the difference. Let's see. Can you use COM2 for SkyOps, leaving COM1 for ATC stuff? Yes, of course. That's or vice versa. But yes, that would be the preferred way to do it. Keep your ATC on COM1 and talk to your SkyOps dispatcher on COM2. Any future plans for X-Plane? Yeah, we'll get there eventually. Synchronizing and managing the object injection in X-Plane is its own animal. And we simply don't have a large collection of 3D objects for X-Plane that we can use. So, at some point we'll get that prioritized and get it done. But for right now, the reality is that less than 5% of our customer base is X-Plane. And, we're making this available through Microsoft Flight Simulator first. We'll circle back to X-Plane at some point and get this all synced up. Don't know when that will be yet. Can the pilot specify part of the mission, search for a downed helicopter? Yeah, you can. Your mileage may vary if you start doing that. But, I've been doing it in our testing pretty significantly and with decent results. Again, if I get too creative, it kind of falls apart. But, yeah, you can. Let's see. Is there going to be more voice variety? I've only heard the same 3 voices in the U.S. If you're hearing the same 3 voices in the U.S. all the time, it probably means you're flying the same 3 routes in the U.S. all the time. The voices are specific to the position that you're talking to. So just like in real life, the tower voice at your favorite airport probably never changes. It's the same guy there, we model that. We have over 800 voices in the system right now, and if you're flying around the U.S., you probably have about 250 unique voices available across the platform. So, like I said, if you're hearing the same voices all the time, it's probably because you're flying the same routes all the time. We have a lot of voices. Pushback and Jetway work with fly-by-wire aircrafts. I think so. I don't know the specifics of that, but yeah, I think so. And then looks like let me look through these other questions here. Make sure I've got them all. Can you turn off the canned audio? Yeah, it's a checkbox. Just turn it off if you don't like it. Traffic injection, we've talked about it in the past. If you go to our FAQ, go to our website, go to FAQ, type traffic injection. There's lots of info there on where we're at with traffic injection. It's coming along. The reality of traffic injection is that every minute and every ounce of energy spent with traffic injection is spent fighting bugs in Flight Simulator. If everything in MSFS worked the way that it was promised and the way that it was documented, it would be quite easy. It's not, and it doesn't. And everybody who does traffic will tell you the same thing. It's incredibly difficult. And that's where most of the time and energy is spent. Traffic is more difficult than doing the ATC itself. In other words, the combined effort to create an AI-based ATC system is significantly less than the effort needed to add traffic to it. So, we're making progress there. I still like our original timelines. We may or may not hit our deadline of getting the en route traffic injection, the phase 1 traffic injection, out to the experimental server this year. I would call that a big maybe at this point, but we do continue to make progress on that and continue to invest and continue to double down on that. So it's coming. Let's see. What else do we? How often is the canned chatter updated? The canned chatter, the AI-generated chatter, is never updated. In fact, we're likely going to be removing that feature from the app here shortly because I don't think it really adds to the sim experience anymore. But the historical chatter, the multiplayer stuff, is updated, every second, right? As people talk, it instantly gets added to those queues. It's going to be a feature where we can filter chatter. Don't know what that means. You can chatter is already sort of self-filtering. We just added the ability for you to report chatter that you feel like is problematic. So if you've got a pilot who's frustrated, if you've got a pilot who's arguing with air traffic control, by the way, most of the time when pilots argue with air traffic control, they're the one in the wrong. We review those. If you've got a pilot who, if something is going on with the chatter that is problematic, we now have a report button inside of the app, right up there next to the settings icon. You can click that, tell us the issue, and then we can get the problematic stuff out of there. So now sort of community-oriented reporting of chatter issues. So I'm very excited about that. I think that's going to help a lot. Line of sight communication. No, it's not something we're working on right now. It's on the list. We know how to do it. We could do it. It's not something that I ever get requests for, other than, the occasional wouldn't it be cool if. And so instead, we're spending our resources on things like SkyOps and traffic injection and pushback and things like that. Things like line of sight, radio communication simulation, modeling the signal degradation based on terrain, et cetera, et cetera. We can do all that. None of that's a problem. It's just, we would have to stop work on some of this other stuff in order to do it. And we just start getting a significant amount of traction and votes around all of that. Tom just piped in on the fly-by-wire pushback question. He says, yes, it should mostly already work. Fly-by-wire has submitted some code to enable slightly deeper integration. I'll just read you what he said. Should work now when the next releases are made for the A320, A380, Headwind 339, and SU-95. So, yeah, good. Does SkyOps do boat rescues? That's a great question, Speedy. I love that Speedy's tossing himself softball questions here. Yeah, maritime rescues are in there. It's really cool. First time I saw SkyOps, I asked about one search, other rescue is in the horizon, 2 persons online in SkyOps. I'm very sorry. I know you've asked that question twice, but I don't understand the question. Language barrier, I'm sure. I apologize. Yeah, 2. Are you asking about multiplayer for SkyOps? Yes, it's coming. Are you asking about types of missions besides search and rescue? Yes, it's coming. Does SkyOps have organ transport? That would be cool. No, it doesn't yet. Right now, SkyOps is only search and rescue. Search or search and rescue. That's all it is. But as I mentioned now 4 times, more mission types are coming. All right, guys. I think I've made my way through the questions here. If you have more, feel free to jump into our Discord, and I'd be happy to answer those questions. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. We'll talk again after Christmas. In the meantime, enjoy Pushback, enjoy SkyOps. For those of you who are partners, continue to enjoy the traffic injection that's sort of in alpha stage right now, phase 1. And just know that we're making significant progress across the board on everything. And we'll continue to keep you updated and continue to push out those updates as they're ready for you guys. Have a wonderful holiday. We'll see you after Christmas and before the new year. And again, enjoy that. Enjoy the sale price on the annual subscriptions. We've never done anything like that before. Get in while the getting's good. Under $15 a month, man, you can't argue with that. And again, just a reminder about our Help Us Say It campaign. Get out there, help us say it. From the bottom of my heart, I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative when people do. And this time with an added benefit of every time you help us say it, I'm going to reach into the wallet here. And I know I said SayIntentions will donate, but it really ends up being me. We'll reach into the wallet and donate $1 to Challenge Air for every entry into that. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful